basically happening with Manny Buginga and
yeah.
Fred, the famed and feared red Proline Miami powered Pro 275 car. We heard rumblings earlier this week that, you know, following a fairly high profile falling out with radial tire promoter Donald Long, he's apparently turned his attention. Manny Buginga and team, Jamie Miller, tuner, have turned their attention to no prep racing. Not totally shocked by this whole situation,
and he's
to
no
be
prep
honest.
Before.
Yes, because we've seen Manny compete at do this before, and we saw him throw his hat into the ring at one of these back of the track races, which I thought was very interesting. And you got a car there. We just saw it go 575 on 200 or 275 series radials. Holy cow, man! This guy's going to be a problem in my opinion.
Yeah, this is you know, Marty got it started, but then this came out just a day or two ago. We saw this, and this would worry me as well over at NPK. And I think I wonder how much of this was conceived before the fallout with Donald a couple weeks ago.
I think, to be honest, when this car came out in 2020. News broke about this car in early 2020 that he was bringing out a new car. He'd had a strong run in X275, wanted to bring out a Pro 275 car, but everywhere the car is referenced, this particular build, it was talking about being something of a multi-purpose car, something that he wanted to be able to run Pro 275, but if he so chose, throw big tires on it, wheelie bars, and go race a no-prep race. Or no prep kings is mentioned specifically. So I'm not totally surprised by this. I don't think it's necessarily I don't think it's necessarily in all about the radial tire deal and the hubbub with
sure
Donald
is
Long,
good timing though.
but it is interesting timing.
It sure is good timing. Hey, we're here for this kind of stuff, man. I mean, seeing these guys jump into these new deals or have these multi-purpose cars, that's old school to me. Like having a car where you can race it, you know, every night of the week at a different track, that's an old school mentality. And that's some more what we need. It'll be interesting to see. But like you said, a guy like Manny and this team with Jamie Miller and everybody, they're not going to just be limited to one thing. We'll see them back over. We'll see them back over in the radial deal, I'm sure.
I don't think Manny has had way too much success on radials, I would think, to forego that brand of racing entirely. But I do think he's paying attention and wants to be, I mean, like is being said in the comments, man, people want to go be a part of what everyone's talking about, right? And it's like that everybody wants what no one else has. I think it's going to be fun to watch.
Looks like Marty jumped in here in the comments, letting us know he's never going to have a nitrous combo.
No nitrous, but he says he's so excited.
My feelings are hurt, Marty.
He said he's excited to join these guys and gals and No Prep Kings. He has nothing but respect for every one of them and their journey to No Prep Kings. Another thing, you will never see a nitrous setup on the bad fish.
He hates nitrous stuff. It's very interesting. I mean, he's one of those guys that we've had conversations about this before. And he's like, I just hate it. Hard on stuff. It's tons of, you know, and it's so funny because I love when people
He's
are
not
married.
wrong. I mean, probably all the reasons he has are very legitimate reasons, but
what happens if
definitely what nitrous racing is for people that love work and hate money.
what happens if the Future Stars class gets faster than the Invitational?
Well, two things. I was just getting ready to throw that out there. That 575 run was likely attached to like a low 70 eighth mile run, right? So you're talking about a car that is most assuredly capable of 360s, 370s on the regular on radials. How fast is that car going to be on big tires and bars? I mean, you're certainly a 3-second player, but the magic trick to all of this is the fact that the scoreboards are off. That is such a big part of this program, in my opinion, and the success of it is that nobody's showing their hand. And I know that the hardcore drag racing fans are really big on knowing every number. Not only do they want to see the elapsed time and speed on the scoreboard, they want to know the incrementals. They want to know all those little details.
We know that, don't we?
We do know that, right? But I'm telling you, man, there is a secret sauce in not having the clocks on. There really is. No one has to contend with that being the obvious outsider, the guy who qualified 17th, 18th, 19th. You do away with some of that ego bashing that happens there. And it's a cool thing. I'm genuinely excited. I think Manny and Jamie Miller are going to be a problem, dude. If the success Jamie Miller has had tuning cars in 2022 is any indication of what's going to happen in the future, the dude's gone back to back.
Dude's undefeated in NHRA.
Undefeated in NHRA. Shout out Chris Thorne and that whole camp. Scored his first win at the NHRA Gator Nationals in Gainesville. Backs it up at the 4 wides. A little bit of a conundrum there in the final, but nonetheless, really impressive performance from that team. And I just think Jamie will be a point. I got to point this out as well. Another guy that races a ton. Right? Not Manny necessarily. He does race a lot, but Jamie Miller seeing a lot of variables, right?
Yes.
Traveled around the world doing this stuff, tuning radial cars, tuning big tire cars, tuning on prep, tuning on well prep tracks, tuning on NHRA prep tracks, which those that know that it's not a fly paper racing surface like you see down in Valdosta or Bradenton or what's the other one I was going to reference? Orlando, these really, really, really tight tracks. It's a different deal. So Jamie Miller having all that success on a variety of different surfaces, I think he'll be a problem in the no prep scene.
And some of the tracks that Manny has ran no prep in, the actual no prep King show, the tracks they'll be running is probably quite a bit better than some of the stuff he's ran on already. So for anybody out there that's, we get several comments here about the no fly paper, tracks. So he's used to it.
I mean, I don't think he's going to struggle.